everyone, and welcome to session 2 of the 5-day virtual summit. So I hope you guys enjoyed Laverne. She was the 12 o'clock one. And let me just make sure that you guys are able to hear me. Hear me fine. That is posted where I needed to post. That way we can get started. Let's look real quick. I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. It's a little rainy out here in Boston, but hopefully you are having a beautiful day. Let me check real quick here. Sorry, guys. I have 2 screens going on at the same time. So let's see. So if you did catch the 12 o'clock show with Laverne, you would probably want to go back in the comments. I posted, what did I post? A link to her email. A link to her website where you can get more resources. You can get the National Hotline for Domestic Violence, which provides support to victim survivors in multiple languages. And you can go there and get plenty of more information that Love Life Now Foundation has to offer. So if you are here, drop a comment below or an emoji, your favorite emoji, so we know that you're here. We can give you a shout out. We're going to get started shortly. Just check the volume here. Drop a comment below. Okay, yes, you guys can hear me. I was just making sure that you guys can hear me. You don't know how many lives I've done that I've spoken for like 5 minutes and then no one can hear me. So I'm going to bring you today another amazing one, and it's a perfect one due to all the things that are happening right now, right? So people's benefits are directly impacted by work, and not just by work, but there's a new pool of people, individuals, that are finding themselves without insurance, that are stuck not knowing what to do. And because of COVID and the coronavirus and the laws surrounding it, they're like stuck. They don't know what to do. They don't know what benefits they qualify for, what benefits they should be applying for, what they should be fighting for, especially when it comes to Medicare and the elderly. A lot of folks don't know what their options are, right? And when they do find those options, they don't know what those options means. And it's very hard to find someone that can sit with you and actually explain it to you in a language that you can understand. So the questions that we're going to answer in this session, in this interview, is going to be an interview style. It's going to be very different from the other one. So it's interview style. It's really to address the who's impacted by this whole issue when it comes to insurance. It's to address the how, the why, the when, the where, and more importantly, it's to address what to do now if you find yourself, or sometimes it's not ourselves, right? It's sometimes a family member, sometimes it's a friend, someone that we might know that might need our support when it comes to our insurance and those sort of things. So, hi Chantel, how are you, darling? So we're gonna get started real quick. I'm waiting for Dee. She's finishing a call with a client, and it was a last minute call, but she's going to be here in a couple of minutes. So I was telling everyone what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about insurance, like what's your coverage right now, especially with the COVID? What can you apply for? What do you qualify for? And those sort of amazing things that we should all know and we should all be aware of, right? Especially when it comes to Medicare. So briefly, until she joins us. So I wanted to say that if you register for the summit right before this live, right before the 6 o'clock live, maybe around 5:50, 5:45, I send out an email saying that you're in and excited that you're in and giving you some information and the link where you are going to see the live, right? It's my fault because I assumed that people knew that if you create an event page in a Facebook page, that's where the event was happening, right? And we shouldn't assume. So I put the link there where you will click and it will bring you here to this page where you can see the live every single day. I'm planning to send you the videos from the morning session and the evening session the following day. So you're always going to get the videos like one day behind. You will get the videos via email if you register. We have over 67 participants that register. That is so amazing. That just shows that, we are supporting each other as a community and that we all want to know more about what's going on and what are those things that we can take advantage of, especially when they're free, right? So you should have received that email about how to access the live. Also, you'll be entered into a drawing. That was the whole point of registering for the email. You're going to be entered into a final drawing on the last day. One of the guest speakers is going to donate one of her art pieces. And we have other amazing goodies that you're not going to want to miss. So you're going to get that. We're going to do that one Friday evening after the last guest speaker comes in. That's what we're going to do. So if you are here, let's see. Can we do in this 1 minute or two? So if you're here, drop some comments like, how are you keeping yourself busy during this quarantine? So the first 5 people that responds will get a freebie today. It will be a digital product and you're going to get the coupon code to download it when we're done with this live. So let's see. How are you keeping yourself busy during the quarantine? And I can start, right? So as you guys get your thoughts together, so how do I keep myself busy during the quarantine? So I have a few online meetings going on. I have a few meetings. I have a few Zoom meetings for my full-time job. I have some clients that I meet with weekly or not weekly. I actually meet with them every other day for Zoom meetings. Preparing for the summit. That keeps me busy. But another thing not related to work that keeps me really, really busy is actually cooking and baking. And let me tell you guys, I've done a lot of cooking and baking in this couple of days. It's a good thing for my family, but I don't think it's a good thing for myself. The scale won't lie by the time we get out of this quarantine. But sometimes when we're not feeling ourselves, when we go to our soul food, we feel so much better. So if you're here, make sure you drop a comment. So Siuki says painting. Hey, Siuki, what kind of painting do you do? Maybe one day you want to do a tutorial here too. So painting, that's one. So we'll get started after we get 4 more. What do you do to keep yourself busy? Let me know. Chantel, what do you usually do to keep yourself busy? I'm trying to see in this other screen if I can see who's on. It's hard to tell who's on unless you guys make a comment. Laverne, darling, how do you keep yourself busy, Laverne? Busy, occupy, entertain during the quarantine. We're going to get started in a few minutes with our next speaker. So we're just doing this little check-in. How do you keep yourself busy? Chantel keeps herself busy. Let's see, Chantel. Working 9 to 5 and watching too much TV. Really? What's your favorite TV show? Guys, let me tell you. I absolutely love watching anything Criminal Minds, anything Law and Order, and those sort of things. Laverne's we got 1, 2, 3 more. Laverne keeps herself busy doing Zoom meetings, homeschooling, cooking, and Zumba. Yes. Homeschooling, that's a whole nother beast that I'm trying to tame. So Zumba, Laverne, do you want to post there the Zumba person? There's a person that Laverne knows that's doing live Zumba free every single day, I believe at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So take advantage of that if you can. Chantel, but I like painting and just started cooking. Yes. Laverne says Netflix and chilling at night. Yeah, Netflix be watching me because by the time I go to the TV room or to my room, I be tired. So Chantel was watching The Outsider. Oh, that's interesting. I'm watching the Spanish cartel series. What's it called? El Señor de los Cielos. That's what I'm watching. If you speak Spanish. Actually, they have the subtitles in English, so you can check it out. So Laverne said yes. Chantel said yes. That homeschooling was a mess. Girl, YouTube videos all the time. So guys, for those of you that are joining us, we're just waiting for our guest speaker, I can see her that she just joined us, but she's finishing something, okay? So we're gonna be starting in 2 minutes. Chantel, watching me too, yeah. So that was a great one. So people are doing that. So how many of you, right, know what your insurance coverage is or should be in this time and day, especially what is happening with the coronavirus, right? So until I met our next speaker, I really didn't have a lot of accurate information on what that meant for me or my family. So I actually spoke to her or listened to her during her lives in her Facebook page. And I was like, you know what? This is very interesting. She's so resourceful. She has a lot of knowledge, a lot of years of experience working in this field. So I'm like, this will be a great person to bring on to the summit. So let me just check in here. I'm actually waiting for her to click in. Let me just see if she's having any difficulties. So 1 second, guys. So if you missed Laverne's live, you can catch the replay here, probably above this live. But if you subscribe to the summit in Eventbrite, you will get an email with those videos. So you don't have to search the page and look for it, okay? So let's see. I'm just asking her if she had any trouble logging in, because sometimes that happens. So let me tell you what happened earlier. Guys, you don't mind hanging out with me, right? Until she gets in. So let me tell you what happened earlier, right? Right before I started going live at 12 with Laverne, I had the worst headache. I was panic.com. Why? Because I usually log in a lot earlier than my guests and a lot. It was a lot earlier that I usually log in a little earlier than the usual. And guess what? So when this happens, Facebook right now is just congested. It's just super congested. It will kick me out. It will freeze the conversation, and I have to log in, back in, and then I was like, fine. But then it was nice enough not to kick us out while Laverne and I were talking. So guys, let's do one more round of questions while we wait for Dee. Just bear with me here. Let me pull up some of the things that we're going to talk about. So in the meantime, okay, she's coming. She just finished her phone call. Sorry about that. So guys, again, I am Rosa Berrigan. Let's do the introductions now. That way when she comes in, we can just jump right in. And I apologize for that, but duty calls. So I am Rosa Berrigan, your online business coach. I am an online business coach for virtual assistant or people that are thinking about becoming a virtual assistant. I'm also a serial goal slayer. I have a podcast called the Goal Slayer Podcast. And I am also the founder of this show called the Goal Slayer Show. So let's see some comments before I bring Dee in. So Chantel, me too. Chantel said, I will be working on my business now like I should have been doing. Girl, you're doing it. Laverne posted the link there. So if you are free, guys, please hop in to that Zumba. I'm going to be doing it too, and a whole bunch of us are going to be doing it. And I believe it's at 7:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. The instructor here in Boston, so I'm assuming that's Eastern Standard Time when she's going to be available. It's appropriate for kids, adults, seniors. There are some modifications that if you can't do too much bending, you actually can still do it with some modifications. So that's the link, and you're able to see it there. And Dee is actually logging in. Facebook kicked her out, and she's logging back in. So we're going to start pretty soon. I wish I had music here. But then guess what happens if I have music here? I'll be singing. I'll forget that you guys are here, and then that'll be really embarrassing, right? So Dee is joining us. She has some issues with Facebook, but it should be all set now in 1, 2, 3 minutes. What do you guys think of this background while we wait for Dee? And you can see my mic. Let me just bring this down so it doesn't show when she's speaking. So guys, if you follow me while we wait for Dee, if you follow me or if you get my emails, remember to remember to access the virtual toolkit, which is a toolkit that I created with free resources. There's PDFs there, there's ebooks, there's all kinds of resources for your personal and your business growth. So if you are ever thinking about like, okay, how do I go live? How do I do this? In the toolkit, you're going to find many resources. There's an awesome toolkit there. If you are thinking about starting your business as a virtual assistant, there's a little guide there with step by step on how you can get started completely free. And then you can always email me or message me here if you have other questions. Let's see. There's another comment here. So let's see. Tavia, you're trying to figure out how to find an income from home. Nice background. Thank you, darling. Well, you know what? I can reach out to you after, and I'm gonna tell you how to find the document that I'm talking about in the toolkit if you're interested in working from home as a virtual assistant. There's another live that I did that I can also, if I get your email, if you send me your email in a private message, I can email you the video where I spoke about 20 different working from home jobs that you can do with zero money up front. You know, like you don't need to have $200, $300, $500 to start. You can get started right away. If you guys are wondering what I'm drinking this green smoothie. So good right now. Let's see. Laverne said, yes, it's from time to time and just move at your own pace, but we have to keep moving during this time. Yes. So during this time that we are in quarantine, right? We are in quarantine within the house, but we got to find what we have in our home, right? We're not going to go out and buy something, but what we have in our home that we can make great use of it, right? There's a lot of home videos that you can exercise online, YouTube, and free Zumba classes like the one Laverne mentioned. I posted in the link there. Laverne, thank you, Laverne. So, you know, guys, purple is help me explain this, Laverne. Purple is the color that is attached or symbolized to domestic violence, right? So all the logos for domestic violence, most of them are purple. Is there something else behind the purple the purple link and DV, Laverne? So Tavia says, sounds great. Virtual assistant sounds perfect. Yes. Excellent. Yep. So, okay. So let's get started with Dee. I can see that she just joined us, but let me do the proper introduction because it's really not her fault that she was not here, right? She was dealing with a client, and you know what? Clients come first. So let me introduce you to this beautiful lady. So her name is Dee. And how do we get accountability partners? Like match if you're so like, what do I do? And those sort of things, right? So I was telling Dee, like, you know, I actually told her very, very last minute about this slide. Let me put all the focus on her. Can I do that? Yes, I can do that. So I was telling Dee very recent minute, like, I love what you do. I love for people, for your community. And here, it was actually yes. So let me tell you a little bit about Dee. So Dee Porter is an independent insurance agent specializing in health insurance solutions. She works with dozens of insurance companies so she can offer her clients the appropriate coverage that they deserve. Her clients are located mostly in the north and south of Carolina, North Carolina, South Carolina, and it's given her a great feel for the insurance landscape in that area. She designs and plans with a focus on low cost and proper benefit structure, which she combines with her personalized insurance advice aimed at helping her clients make better informed decisions. Her mission is to provide individuals and businesses with assistance in understanding and making the right decisions when it comes to insurance. She has the skills, the knowledge, and experience to help meet her clients' established goals and actually meet her clients where they're at. Her personal goal is to become a lifetime resource for her clients and give them greater confidence in choosing their insurance plan. And another about Dee and her services is that you don't have to live in that state in North Carolina or South Carolina because she has licenses to work in other places, in other states, and she can tell you more about it. So with further ado, help me welcome Dee to the show. Hi, Dee. Hey, Dee, you look a little upset. Let me see if it's me that, because sometimes I say that people look upside down and it's actually me. Are you muted? I think you're muted, Dee. Just 1 second, guys. See, this is what happens when we do live stuff. Yeah, you gotta unmute yourself. At the bottom, there should be a mute button.
Okay.
Oh, I hear you now.
Okay, awesome.
You can hear us?
Hear you.
Awesome. Well, welcome to the show, girl.
Hey, how are you all?
I was trying to entertain people here because I told them that you was with a client, and I'm like, okay, I'm not the insurance guru here, but I can try.
Busy times.
So, okay. Dee, so we're gonna do this. Is there something that I missed during the introduction that you want to add on?
Well, I was getting a little feedback. So because I had feedback, some play going on, it would go in and out. So I'm gonna trust that everything went well. If someone thought that they missed something, then we can fill in around it. But I didn't catch it all. Sorry.
It's okay. So let's see. So we're gonna start. Let me see. I have some comments here.
All right.
It's breaking up. Oh, I saw that. It's breaking up for anyone else. Yes, Rosa, having some. I know. So let me go back. Thank you, guys. Can you guys hear me and Dee okay now before we get started? Drop something there, girls, ladies, guys. Hold on, Dee, so we can get started and not, go back and forth with the audio. So this is happening. It happened to me earlier, and I had to contact StreamYard, and they were saying that due to everybody's working from home, the internet is really congested. So did you guys hear the intro about Dee? Let's see. Yes, it's okay now. Awesome. All right. So thank you, Suki and Laverne. So let me see. I'm going to just introduce you again, Dee, because I guess it's not fair, right? They didn't hear all the amazing things that you do. So I'm going to introduce you briefly. Dee is an independent insurance specialist in health insurance solutions. She works with dozens of insurance companies. Her clients are located all across North Carolina and South Carolina, but that doesn't stop her from working with other clients in other states because she is licensed to work with other states. Her mission is to provide individual and business assistance in understanding and making the right decisions. Her clients understanding and making the right decisions when it comes to their insurance. She has the skills, the knowledge, the experience, the beauty to help meet her clients' establish goals and to really meet her clients where they're at. So if you want to learn more about Dee, we're gonna post her website there when we're done. So this is gonna be Fuki most of it. This is gonna be a interview style session. So I'm gonna ask Dee a few questions, and if you have questions that come up or that we didn't answer, post them in the comments. And at the end of the interview, we're gonna go to your questions, and she's gonna answer them. Okay. So Dee, first question: will COVID have an impact on health coverage for individuals?
Okay, so yes, it will. But let me first put this disclaimer out here. So, like many of you, I am working from home and I'm a family woman. So, I am trying to get my home in order. So, if I say, hey, stop, just dressing, uh, either my fiance or my grown kids that are home doing this time, they put everybody out of school and sent them back home, and I'm like, this is not
Yeah,
house anymore. So,
totally understandable.
right, okay. So let me put that out there first, and you're right. I do apologize for just now coming in. I've actually been inundated with tons of calls. People are losing their jobs. People are
Mm-hmm.
finding themselves in positions to where they are having to make choices that they normally wouldn't have to deal with on a day to day,
Mm-hmm.
and it is all impacted by the COVID-19. And what I mean by that is COVID-19 has directly hit our economy. And of course, we thrive off of being an economy of workers. And so most of the nation, we get our health coverage through our employer. So if the employer is not uh, able to employ us anymore, then people are finding themselves losing coverage. And I mean, it is daily. I am seeing this. What does that mean for a lot of individuals? They don't have health coverage. It used to be a period in time that health coverage, if you lost it on the first of the month, you would have to the end of the month. So you had a window, some protection in there. A lot of companies no longer do that. So if you got laid off yesterday, your coverage probably ended at 11:59 a.m. So I see that a lot. And again, all of this is directly impacted by the COVID-19. People are losing their jobs. As a result, they're losing their health coverage. People are losing hours at work, and as a result, many of them are losing health coverage, and they are having to deal with things that they've not had to deal with individually and inside of their family as well. I have individuals who have spouses that are on their coverage, and it's a critical time for all of us, but even more so being that it's the end of the month, because what I'm seeing is people who have procedures set up to go into April, they don't have coverage for April. So they're running scared trying to figure out what to do. I have been talking to people for the last 2 weeks who've had everything from chemo going on to other important services that they have to have placed, medical procedures and services, and they don't know what to do. And so yes, it is. COVID-19 is impacting the state of health coverage for many individuals and families.
Thank you. Well, that's good to know, right? That it's not just like one place or one state. It's
No,
impacting everybody.
it's affecting everyone. It is.
And the next question is, do you work in one particular area of health coverage, or can you assist anyone needing health coverage?
Right. So I am a licensed insurance agent. I like to say licensed professional insurance agent. I wear many different caps. Today is my at home cap. Y'all work with me. Work with me. So
You look beautiful.
I appreciate it. But I'm very clear on what it is that I do. I am a licensed insurance agent. I write primarily in the area of healthcare. I do assist individuals with life, but those are relationships where there is a health client and they're looking for life. I can write life. I'm good at life. I understand life, but I know what I'm here for. I am here to help individuals with their health coverage. So all things health, whether that is Medicare, I work a lot in the area of the line of Medicare. I should say insurances are lines of business. And so Medicare, those are your 65 and older, or those individuals that are disabled, and then everyone underneath that. So the individual market, which is a person like you and myself, whether it's through the group, whether it's individual coverage, and then over in the Medicare, which is dealing with the seniors. So I all things health is my primary focus. And because I make it my primary focus, then I am able to assist a broad range of healthcare coverage needs. So from the young to the seniors, to from the individual to the group and the small business, I am able to assist them, myself and my team.
Awesome.
Yep.
And let's see the next question. For people losing health benefits, what options do they have to get coverage right now?
Right. So there are options. Don't want people to be afraid because we have many options for individuals to get health coverage. And many options at all different levels, meaning levels of income, levels of health need. But one very strong option that I am a supporter of is the Affordable Care Act, aka Obamacare,
Mm-hmm.
aka marketplace coverage. And I have to speak it out just like that because there are individuals that don't necessarily know that the Affordable Care Act is Obamacare coverage, which is also marketplace coverage. What is important about marketplace coverage is that it is income driven. It is ideally for working individuals. So whether you lost your job, decrease your hours, if you have employment or you project to have employment, then you can enroll into this plan. Granted that you meet the qualifications and hopefully you get some tax credits to help make it affordable. But for individuals losing their health coverage, either through COVID-19 or any other reason, if you lost your coverage, that puts you at a place of a special enrollment. And yes, we would be able to do an assessment to see what would be available for you through the Affordable Health Care Exchange. And that could prove to be a very affordable option because we can base that off of your income. It is an income driven program and it's very broad ranging coverage, puts you in the major medical side of coverage. So you have some options for individuals that are losing their health coverage, but they may not be a good fit for affordable health care. There are private options also that are available to individuals. But if you are losing your coverage, the main takeaway here is you do have options and you have options that you can take immediately to get enrolled into coverage.
And I know this one, you're gonna laugh. It's not in our questions, but it just came up as you were
Okay.
talking. So
Okay.
what about those folks that recently lost their job? Do they still have
Right.
coverage through this Obamacare?
Yes, so through affordable health care, yes. So one of the trigger points with affordable health care at this time of the year is that you need to have a special enrollment. So a little bit of background on that. Affordable health care is a public group insurance. Okay, so just like a person that works for an employer, a large group, and they have well, whether small or large, I shouldn't just say large, but just like group coverage on the job, there's an enrollment period. Our public enrollment period for ACA coverage, quote unquote Obamacare, generally runs from November the 1st through December the 15th each year. That is the open window that anyone can apply to see if they're going to be eligible to enroll in affordable health care. Outside of that annual open enrollment period, then you must qualify for a special enrollment. There are certain qualifications that a person must meet. So you would have had to either lost coverage, creditable coverage, generally through your place of work, or if you moved and you had coverage, then that opens up a special enrollment. If you moved outside of your service area and you lost coverage due to that move, so you have a special enrollment. So what's going on right now with COVID-19 is that many people are losing their coverage. They're either being laid off, they're being let go, they are having experiencing a decrease in hours, and all of these things have an impact on their health coverage. If this has happened to you or someone you know, then yes, you would be able to enroll into an affordable health care plan. We need to do an assessment to make sure that it's going to be a good fit for you financially, give you the coverage that you need, but it does trigger a special enrollment. But what I want to add to that, we have certain states that have allowed an open enrollment. So they have just opened it up for anyone in their state to enroll during this time. Then we have some states that at this point they have not said or on the national level that there's going to be an overall special enrollment. So for anyone that doesn't have coverage or that they lost their coverage to enroll. So in some instances, everyone can enroll in a state. But the takeaway here is generally during this time of year, you have to come in under a special enrollment. And if you lost your job, then that does create a true special enrollment. And you are able to do an assessment, take an application with someone like myself. Um, and get you some coverage. And that's how that works.
That is so helpful to know because I know at least two people that I know for sure
Yeah.
have lost their jobs and they're so stressed. They had a family plan, and
Hmm.
it's good to know. And they're watching too, so that's great.
Yes, yes. Another thing, let me add this in here too, Rosa, because this is what I'm currently doing, reaching out to my current clients and anyone that is in an affordable healthcare plan now. If you have coverage right now, then and if you haven't lost your job or you have a decrease in hours, I want people to know that we can always do an adjustment to your application. That is going to help control your costs. That is very important as well because people, you lost your job, you're worried, but you need your health coverage. There have been through CMS, and CMS stands for the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services. That's the governing body for
Yeah.
healthcare regulatory bodies um, in some sort for our nation. And they have relaxed the rules on the payment, so there are some grace periods being allowed. Grace periods are great, but if you just lost your income, I don't want you so much worried about uh, a grace period. Let's go ahead and get that income adjusted so your premium can go down, and then we can worry about the grace alongside that. But we want to make sure that premium is going to be more affordable for you. And then as things start to pick back up and you get back into work, then we can readjust your.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Great information. If you guys are having, if it's as we're talking, if you have questions, pop them in the comments because we're gonna go back to the questions at the end, okay?
Okay.
So my next question is, you're like, she's full of questions. Where can a
Right.
where
That's
can a
good.
person get help with their health coverage questions?
Okay, so there's a number of ways to get help with your health questions. I want to make sure I got that out. So depending on where your health coverage is coming from, if you are an employee somewhere, of course, get familiar with the benefit process through your job. So if
Mhm.
your benefits flow through the group, contact the group administrator. Right now that might be a little difficult. You don't know what to do and in the terms of who to talk to or how to get connected. You can always email during these tough times.
Okay.
If you have coverage coming through a group, you want to know, what does this mean? When will it end? So if you've been told that your company is the benefits are getting ready to go with the furlough and all that, you need some answers. So if you have group coverage, contact the group administrator. If you are losing your health coverage on the group, contact someone like myself, a licensed agent. I can help you. If you are looking for assistance through the affordable health care, there is the marketplace. You can also call the marketplace directly. I do like the idea. I am an agent, and I promise you this is not toot my horn, but I really do like for people to get with a knowledgeable agent so that your information can go in good order. So this is for the application process, and if you need to make any adjustments through your file. I have people sometimes will call into, let's say, the marketplace, and they have the right information. They just didn't have it in order, or they just wasn't clear what was being asked. And when you call into the call center, it has to be it's just black and white. They can't read in
Mhm.
between the lines. And so when you get with an agent, then we're able to have more of a conversation, find out what's truly going on in your situation, help you put everything in good order and get that application in. So if it's group, contact your group administrator. If you're leaving the group, or if you're self-employed, or you just are an individual that takes out your own coverage, then contact a licensed and knowledgeable healthcare professional.
That's key.
I say. Mhm.
I mean, it's good to know that there's help out there and
Yes,
there's people out there waiting to help you.
yes.
And we're gonna post those websites or numbers when we're done with the live here. So the next one is a little bit of a scenario, right? If a
Okay.
person is on Medicare and
Hmm.
lost their job, can they enroll into a Medicare plan now or do they have to wait until the fall?
Right. So that is a very good scenario. That is a scenario that I ran into a lot over this past month. So during this period, I go into a Walmart location and I help with enrollment. So Walmart has a partnership with a corporation called Direct Health, and professional agents like myself, we can partner with them and we help the public. And so this particular season, with all that has gone on, I have seen so many of those questions come about for individuals that have decided to continue to work into their retirement years. So they've already enrolled into Medicare, either for Medicare, their parts A and B, or just A. and they had coverage on their job in either of those instances, and now they're finding themselves no longer with the group coverage that they're used to. And so, just like affordable health care, we're used to enrolling in that during the fall season. So Medicare recipients are used to enrolling during the fall. Even if they have that group coverage, then they know that they see commercials for the fall. They get, contacted by every agent or agency in the fall. They're not used to what happens now in this situation. And so, yes, if you are a Medicare recipient or Medicare beneficiary that was working and you have been laid off due to COVID-19 or any reason that you've been laid off, yes, you have a special enrollment also. And we need to act on all of these special enrollments quickly because they are time sensitive. They are time sensitive, but yes, you would be able to enroll into an individual Medicare health plan.
Oh, that's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
So another little scenario, right? So let's say an individual is receiving health coverage
Mm-hmm.
through the Affordable Care Act, the Obamacare, like you named it,
Right.
and they are experiencing decrease in wages. That can, what can
Mm-hmm.
they do to make their payment more affordable? And I think you touched on that a little bit in a
Right.
previous question.
I did. I didn't realize it was on the question list. Yes. But so to reiterate that, if you have affordable health care already, meaning that you have a marketplace plan, then yes, you can adjust your income. You were working, your income has changed. Some people have lost their income altogether. Some people will be receiving unemployment. Whatever the situation is, get with the person that enrolled you. If you know who that is and you have a relationship with that person. If you
Hmm.
don't, my information is going to be here. Please get with me. I can assist you no matter where you are. I do work primarily in North and South Carolina, but I am licensed in many states and I have access to the marketplace. I have a back office there. I am able to make any updates as a licensed agent, help people get that income adjusted so that their premium become more affordable for them during this time. And again, there are grace periods as well.
Awesome. And this one comes up a lot, right? People
Okay.
get sick and they're like scared about going to the hospital. So, what about people that don't have any health insurance and are afraid if they get sick that they won't be properly treated? What options do they have?
Okay, so yeah, that's a broad one. And that's a
So, let's say you don't have any insurance right now. Let's say I lost my job 8 months ago, and for whatever reason, not related to COVID, but for whatever reason, I never applied for the Obamacare Act, whatever application. Mass Health is what we do here,
right.
Medicaid. So let's
Mm-hmm.
say I never did it, but now today I'm sick. Oh, God forbid, let me knock on wood. I got diagnosed with COVID.
Oh Lord, yeah.
So what are my options?
Crossed. Okay, so if you don't have, let me make sure that I'm clear. Rosa, reread that question for me.
What about people that don't have any health insurance and
Right.
are afraid that they're not gonna get treated well because
Right.
they're not insured?
Okay, so of course, I stay in the news. I like to know what's going on just across our nation as well as locally. And we've heard stories like that. I think there was a young kid out in California. He was very healthy. They said one week he was diagnosed with COVID-19, and this is not my words. This was in the news. He didn't have coverage, and so he wasn't treated properly. This is what was in the article, and as a result, they're saying that he died, and it was due to lack of coverage. So, there's a lot of different things that we could unpack there, but the takeaway is this: if you're sick, if you feel sick for whatever reason, go to the ER. As an agent, I certainly can't tell you not to go seek treatment. But if you're looking for, over the long haul, you want to make sure that you do understand your access points to healthcare for individuals that have income. Because remember, Affordable Health Care Exchange, Obamacare, it is income driven. You must have income and taxable income,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if you have income, have had income at a point of the year, project to have income, then yes, I can help you with that and to find something that's going to be income driven. Also can place you in a private plan. If none of those are good options for you, then most states and cities, they do have free clinics or sliding scale clinics. I help people all the time gain access through just sharing information like where they're located, their phone numbers, because there are sliding scale clinics that will help you maintain your health through primary care, some even through urgent care.
Yeah.
So there are all kind of programs that will help with health coverage. Even Medicaid in some instances will at least give you an annual physical if you don't qualify for full family Medicaid, but you do have
Mm-hmm.
to apply. But if those scenarios don't work for you, then become familiar with the sliding scale programs. If again you have access to what I'm going to say at this point, a good agent. And the reason why I said it like that is because not all agents are going to take the time to share things like scales, programs. You're not getting paid for that. That's something that I'm pro healthcare. I want people to have it. So that's going to be the information that I'm going to share with you so that people who don't have coverage and they're afraid that if they don't have coverage, they won't gain, um, quality health care. There are
Mm-hmm.
programs that will help you access quality health care.
Especially in the Spanish community, oh, non-English
Right.
speakers, they're
Yeah.
very afraid of like what's gonna happen if I go there. They're gonna call immigration. Oh, I don't have an ID and those sort of things. So,
Yes, 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 yes. I've started to call you a couple of times. Be like, I need some help, and it is true. I've run across this a lot, which is one of the reasons I told my fiance I said I've got to take some classes because I'll have Hispanic individuals. They'll come up to me, and the first question, and they kind of dance around it. They just want to know if can I get coverage, and not can I physically get coverage, like if I even apply, what's going to happen to me, like is someone going to report me, or so those are real legitimate questions. In order to apply for affordable health care, you just need to be here legally. So you do have to be here legally in some form or fashion. But there are many different private plans that will allow a person to enroll into coverage, and they don't ask those questions. So hope that helps.
yeah, that helps a lot.
Mhm.
So, moving on to the next one.
All right.
What, in your experience, right? What are insurance carriers doing to help individuals gain access to care right now?
Okay. I'm sorry, like I had to. So I'm at home. This is live. So
Ah,
I'm laughing at myself, Rosa. Okay. So what insurance companies are doing to help. There's a lot that's being done. So most insurance providers have opened up their telehealth for no copay access. Many of the Medicare plans, just about all of the Medicare plans that I could name or a person could name, they can log on. And when I say they, the Medicare beneficiary or recipient to that plan could log on and access telehealth. That is very important for the Medicare population at any age. So, of course, Medicare is generally going to be 65 and older. So when you hear the age 65, you're thinking the senior population. But there are many individuals that are on Medicare that are under 65. And if you're under 65 and on Medicare, then it's due to a premature disability, meaning that you entered Medicare early. Well, if you have a disability or you're a senior, that puts you at risk right now for the COVID-19 virus. And with that telehealth option, it allows you to take advantage to speak with a doctor or provider, in a platform much like we're talking on right now. So that's in the Medicare, on the Medicare side. A lot of the major medical carriers have done the same. So for the under 65 market, so whether it's group coverage or individual health plan coverage, then also the carriers they are doing an awesome job with taking the copays away for telehealth. Some telehealth in the past have had copays. You do log on, you talk to a board certified doctor, or nurse practitioner. They're at this point they're utilizing anyone that has the skill, but the medically necessary deemed skill to be able to help individuals, and at no cost going on right now. You also have the 24-hour nurse lines. Most health insurance is going to come with a 24-hour nurse line. When I sit down with a person that is enrolling either in Medicare or a health plan, it is always in my presentation before I leave out that door to let them know that utilize your 24-hour nurse line. So you have more access points now, but there have been some access points in the past that will allow you to contact a medical provider from where you sit, phone, iPad, iPhone, whatever. We have more access today virtually, but at this point in time, due to the virus, many of the access points are with zero cost. Uh, Ways that we can help. So we can definitely get with our loved ones, get with your parents, get with your grandparents, in whatever capacity that you can, help walk them through the steps to contact their provider using a telehealth method. But it is available. The carriers are making it available at no additional cost. Might need to do some homework on how to utilize it. So people like yourself and me and um, part of our generation, let's help our seniors know how to do this so that they can get as fast as access as they need to during this time.
Awesome. And I have maybe like three more questions, but this is the last scenario, right? So
Okay.
let's say I'm turning 65 years old and I plan to retire. When am I eligible to enroll into Medicare?
Right. So if you're turning 65 and you're planning to retire, so you have what's called an IEP. That means your initial enrollment period, right? Your initial enrollment period starts generally 3 months prior to your 65th birthday. That's when it starts. And it does extend itself 3 months after. So you have 3 months prior to turning 65, the month that you turn 65, and 3 months after. I always like to do things on the front end so that when you turn 65, that coverage is ready to go. And that is the way that it's going to work for 99% of the people out there. You have that 1% birthdays fall on the first day of the month. So they're actually going to get 4 months prior to turning 65 and 2 months after turning 65 to enroll in a plan.
Awesome. It's good to know.
Yes,
I'm not too far from 65.
I don't
So,
believe it.
another question, can my dependent spouse be on my Medicare plan
Not
if I qualify?
not on your Medicare plan. Nope. Dependent spouse cannot be on your Medicare plan. I had an email actually that came into me about a week ago. I had a guy had that same question. I see it a lot, but this particular person, they got my information. They emailed me to say, "Hey, I'm working. My spouse is on my group coverage right now. The deductibles are high. I would be interested in moving into my Medicare plan." This person is what we call a T65, turning 65, about to enter into their initial enrollment period, but they were concerned about their spouse. So they said, "Can my spouse be on my Medicare plan?" No, your spouse cannot be on your Medicare plan. Your spouse is not going to be able to be on your health plan at work either if you're not on your health plan. But the spouse does have the option to move into a private health care plan like affordable health care if it is affordable for that family or
So so let's say they were both 65. They have to
right.
apply individually.
You have to apply individually. Right now, there are some plans that may give you a discount. So depending on what kind of plan a person is interested in, if they go into what we call a Medicare supplement or a Medigap plan, there can be some household discounts for that scenario. But no, they will not be on the same Medicare plan or in the same Medicare plan. I should say.
Awesome. So this question, can I keep my employer coverage? So if they, I guess, qualify for Medicare, will they be able
Mm-hmm.
to also keep their employer coverage?
So generally, no. Generally, no. There are some exceptions to the rule. There are. So I work with federal employees. I also work with state employees. There are some scenarios that can. I work with a lot of military personnel that have, TRICARE or CHAMP VA or VA access. And again, your federal and state employees, they do have some options, but it has to be paired appropriately for those
Mhm.
combinations to stick. But outside of those combinations, you're not going to see that.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So the big question a lot of us wants to know, right? You're so resourceful and so what did you call that word? Diligent insurance
Oh,
agent. So
what?
is there a fee for your services? If someone here had a question later on or tomorrow or next week and they reach out, is there a fee?
No, there's absolutely no fee whatsoever. My services are 100% free of charge, as all health insurance providers or agents, I should say, services should be. And I say that because I see the good, the bad, and the ugly. And just 2 years ago, I was helping a lady, and she was so excited about the assistance that I gave her, and she wanted me to talk to her fiance. And so she had her fiance. She called him, and she goes, hey, you really need to talk to this lady. She helped me. And she must be running a special because I didn't have to pay what you had to pay. Like, wait a minute, what did he have to pay? And so, needless to say, he had enrolled into a plan, and someone had charged him an enrollment fee, and that was not supposed to happen because it was a this was affordable health care plan, and so for affordable health care for Medicare, there should never be a charge. You may pay an application fee for some private health plans. That is an application fee that is controlled by the carrier, but there never should be a consultant fee for services for for a person to see if they're eligible for a healthcare product. That should not be.
Awesome. So that's really the ending of all my amazing questions for you. So if you guys that are watching have questions for Dee, please post them in the comments, and we're gonna maybe spend 5 to 10 minutes for Q&A if they have questions. Okay. But in the meantime, while questions come up, how can viewers get in touch with you after the show? Website? Do you have a Facebook, Instagram?
I do. So I am putting some things together all in a collective piece because I'm a live agent, meaning that I'm out here doing the work every day. And so on the virtual side of things, that hadn't been my platform. As our world is changing, then I'm quickly having to get things together. So I'm kind of brick and mortar. Yes, I do have a Facebook page. It is Dee Porter. That you can find me at Dee Porter, Dee Porter. That's me. I also have a group, the Benefits Coach, on Facebook. You can definitely like me there. I got a couple other pages. I won't even go into all of that. But my phone number, I put it out there. It's an open book, 704
Let me type it in. Hold on, 704.
704 241 9899. 704 241 9899. That is my business mobile. And I also have a website, and it is DEE, my last name Porter, PORTER, insurance.com. So
I have it up in the banner now.
Okay, good. So you have that up in the banner.
I have your website and I have your Instagram, Dee Porter _ the benefits coach.
Right. So that is it. And if you go to my website, my phone number is there, my email is there. There's also a contact me page there, so you can definitely get in contact with me through that resource there.
And that's your number there. So let's see. What else did I have? Oh, I have. Let me see if we have some questions before I let you go. Let's go back to the comments and see what people have been saying. Before you came in, we were joking about, what people do during the quarantine. Chantel was saying that working her 9 to 5, watching too much TV, Laverne does Zoom, cooking, homeschooling. I said that's a whole nother beast.
Right.
Zumba, Netflix and chill, some people do. Let's see. Siyuki loves painting. Let me see what Laverne said. Let me remove this banner so we can see what they're saying. It's turn. Just move out your own pace. Oh, she's talking about Zumba. Move out your own pace. Laverne said Rosa having some technical difficulties, so she couldn't hear us earlier. That's when you mentioned it.
Right.
Riaz. So shout out to Candace for joining. Chanel Parker just joined. I got a list here of people because I don't want to miss them. Candace, Paula from Memorial Events, Erica, Samantha, who's going to be one of our guest speakers, I believe Friday. Let's see what else. So Riaz is from Pakistan. She's watching us from Pakistan. She's 45 years old, and she will love to speak to you after the live, which is great. Awesome. Chantel says, great to know all this info. You know Chantel from the group, right?
Okay.
From Elise.
Hey.
It's familiar. She said, yes, we got to watch out for those scammers. And Ria said, I'm not a scammer, my dear. Oh, Chantel wasn't talking about you, Rias. It was something that did cover about insurance agents that are scammers, that are charging people for something that's supposed to be free. So I don't see any questions here.
Okay.
So thank you so much for the live and for the last minute request. I only asked you, I think it was yesterday, if you can join the live. And you, hi Gary. Gary just joined us. If you come after we're done, catch the replay. Make sure you hit hashtag replay. And this summit is being brought to you by the Ghost Slayer Show. And I am your host, Rosa Barriget. So Dee, thank you for giving us so much information. And I will post your website in an actual link so people can just click on it.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you. And everyone be safe out there. Wash your hands because
I
we
know, right?
have to. So follow
Have a good one.
our regulations. Okay. Thank you. Be
Bye
safe.
bye.